That's a cryptocurrency. The price of Bitcoin fell during late afternoon trading Tuesday following a false social media post from the X account of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that stated that the agency had approved Bitcoin exchange traded funds for trading. The SEC later deleted the post and said its account on X was compromised and it had not approved the ETFs. Bitcoin initially jumped as high as $47,901, its highest level since March 2022, according to Coinmetrics, before dropping to as low as $44,816.94. It was last traded lower by more than 1% at $46,162.79. And to our discussion segment, just a fortnight ago, the Central Bank of Nigeria released guidelines that allow virtual assets service providers, including cryptocurrencies and crypto asset organizations, to open accounts with Nigerian banks. This move represents a shift in perspective and recognition of the value that cryptocurrencies can bring to the country's economy if properly regulated. Joining us today to share his insights on the significance of these regulations and future implications for the cryptocurrency landscape in Nigeria is Silas Emekwe, a digital currency expert. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's first of all begin by you telling us what you make of the recent decision by the Central Bank of Nigeria on cryptocurrencies as well as crypto assets.
Well, it's a welcome development because we have advocated for this for a long time. I remember sometime in 2017 when they called for, the then governor called for a stakeholders meeting. I was fortunately present, and one of the things I talked about there, because I happened to have spoken there, was the fact that cryptocurrency can better be managed as a store of value than as a medium of exchange. And if you look since then till now, we have seen regulations from SEC, we have seen national blockchain policy, and it was quite shocking when the CBN came with the restrictions. But I mean, this is a welcome development for them to have finally agreed to lift the ban. I've gone through the documents, and I mean, it's really good. It's really good. I'm quite impressed.
So what does this mean for investors in the cryptocurrency space?
Well, for investors, I've always been of the opinion that if you look at the economy, if you look at the entire cryptocurrency space, the blockchain space, if you look at all what has happened that have brought us here, if you look at the national blockchain policy, if you take your time to go through the document, if you look at the SEC regulation, now if you add this to it, I don't think anybody should still be in doubt as to why you should invest in cryptocurrency, or even if you should be investing in cryptocurrency. Because like I would always say, cryptocurrency is the future of money. So it only makes sense that any right-thinking investor should consider that, adding that to his or her portfolio.
I would like you to give us a kind of a picture of how cryptocurrency and digital assets have evolved in the country.
Well, it's been a long road. It's been a long road. I mean, I started trading cryptocurrency when cryptocurrency was Bitcoin was about $600, and I've seen a couple of market cycles. We saw it get to $19,000, fell back to $3,500. We saw it get to $68,000, fell back to $15,000. And one of the things is that, like every financial market, the cryptocurrency market works in what is called a market cycle. And this market cycle, once you understand it, it puts you at an edge, you know, to be able to make informed decisions. So a lot of people don't know that when you start hearing cryptocurrency, when you start looking at X accounts and you're seeing a lot of, this coin has done 200,000%, 100,000%, and the rest of them. That's when the big boys are cashing out. When the people are getting invested and getting on board is when nobody is talking about it. So there's so much potential in the crypto space, but the mistake a lot of people make is they just jump in. They just jump in. You just see a coin. Maybe you just go online and you see an ad, and you're just, oh my, I can turn this my 1 million to 200 million. I mean, a couple of days, someone met me and said he has 200,000 I want to turn to 200 million. And I'm like, bro, that's not how it works, yeah? But, I mean, that's the kind of mindset a lot of people come in with. But the truth of the matter is that there's so much money that can be made with cryptocurrency. And the beauty of it, or one of the reasons why I think this is because cryptocurrency is not just limited by any country. It's a global asset.
But you've not told us that there's also so much money that can be lost through cryptocurrency.
That's exactly one of the reasons.
The issue of volatility.
Yeah.
And what does regulation now means for the crypto space? Because the emphasis initially, the central bank doesn't want to be involved in this because of the volatility and the absence of regulation. Now, with regulation, what does it mean?
Well, you see, in every financial market, forex market, stocks market, money is made in the volatility. Right? Money is made in, if there is no volatility, if price does not fluctuate, nobody makes money. If I buy a particular asset now and in the next 10 years it doesn't increase in price, nobody makes money from it. So
but regulators protect investors.
Yes, that is exactly one of the reasons.
Cryptocurrency.
No, that's exactly why the regulations are going to be very helpful, right? Okay. Now, with the regulations that are coming in, we are going to notice that there's going to be a decrease in volatility. There's going to be a decrease in volatility. Coins or cryptocurrencies will be fairly stable. Not like they will be stable, but just the same way people make money with Forex now. It's not as if every currency is jumping prices like that. But it will get to a point where the regulations is going to give us some form of stability. Like if you go through the CBN document, one of the major things they are talking about is AML, that's anti-money laundering, CTF, yeah, that's counter-terrorism funding and the rest of them, right? So all these things would make sure that the players on the crypto space or the players in the crypto space within the country are people that have the well-meaning of Nigerians or the investors at heart. So it's going to really it's going to sanitize the system. I think that's the word. It's going to sanitize the system. Because if you look at all of the criteria that they have set out and the restrictions, yeah, they've lifted the ban, but there are still restrictions. And some of the restrictions are that you cannot make a cash withdrawal if you are running an exchange account. And that's very good because there's something called rug pull, where investors put in money and whoever is behind it just pulls the fund and disappears. So all of those are going to be very helpful. As a matter of fact, the regulations is a very welcomed development.
Okay, what are the opportunities for individuals and businesses to really take advantage of the crypto assets and the space by itself?
Yeah, well, the opportunities in the digital space, digital asset space, it's massive. It's really massive because we are talking of both from artists, music, content creators. They could make money, they could profit from it using NFTs, right? We are also talking about currency traders, people that could also make money, you know, trading the market. We are also looking at it as a way of hedging your funds, you know, because with the rate of inflation we have now, almost all over the country or all over the world, right? There is a high rate of inflation. And if we look at our country, because that's what we are focused on, hedging your funds with cryptocurrency is also not a bad one. And if you look at the just recent, the stable currency, the CNGN that some banks are putting together to set up, that's also going to bring about, it's going to help with remittance, bringing in funds from abroad down to Nigeria and all of that. So if you look at this, I think the opportunities are massive. I would advise that if anybody is looking at taking advantage of all these regulations, one of the best places to start would be to really understand what this market is about. Look at the space. What exactly is this?
Yeah, for starters like me, how do I go about investing in the
for starters like you, the first thing I'll ask you to do is to get information, right? A lot of people make that mistake. They want we put the cart before the horse, right? Instead of putting the horse before the cart. The first thing I would advise you to do is first understand what a cryptocurrency is. I've seen a lot of people that have made so much money, but they can't access this money because they lost their recovery phrase. Now, what is a recovery phrase? You don't even know, and you have some cryptocurrency. So these are all where some of all these problems emanate from. You know, if you look at the recently collapsed exchange, FTX exchange in the US, A lot of people, I know investors that lost as much as $300,000. Nigerians. Now, these informations, these people will lose money. And the reason is because those kind of money, that amount of money should not be stored on a centralized exchange, but on a digital wallet. But you really don't know about it. So you just want to make profit. You want to use 100,000 naira and make 100 million naira without knowing any of the underlying information. So what I would always advise anybody that is new to this space is, first of all, go for knowledge. Then when you've gotten that, you can now diversify. Don't go all into any cryptocurrency project. Your father is not the developer. And even if your dad is the developer, anything could go wrong, right? So that's one of the things I would advise as a newbie like you. Go for knowledge. There's so many. Get a mentor also is very important, because a lot of people think YouTube videos and Instagram's account, Twitter accounts and Twitter posts are enough to equip you into this journey. No, there's not. They are not. They are not at all.
Now, what role do you see cryptocurrencies play in Nigeria's financial ecosystem?
Wow, that's a huge one. I see cryptocurrency playing a major role, especially for the youths. One of the things we need to understand is that there's been a rise of internet fraud. Yahoo, like it's been so bad that people have left Yahoo and they have gone to Yahoo Plus, right? But all of these energy can be channeled into cryptocurrency. And what will this do? Now, this will provide alternate sources of income, because if you look at the present economy, one source of income cannot sustain anybody in this country. One source of income. So it will provide an alternate source of income. One, it will also provide an opportunity to earn foreign currencies, that is earning dollars, right? And if you have that, I think it would go a long way in reducing the poverty gap. It will go a long way in ensuring that the youths are employed. It's going to provide a lot of things. And we are not even talking about when we talk of development, when you are building on the blockchain, because the cryptocurrency itself, using Bitcoin as a case study, came up with the blockchain technology. And we have seen so many uses of the blockchain technology. We've seen smart contracts. We have seen a lot of things. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, a Serving Corps member just took a picture of an old man playing a drum, and he sold that picture as an NFT for up to $5,000.
Okay.
And he sold it, yeah.
It's like we will still talk about NFT, but before I let you go,
Yeah.
what key considerations should policy makers take in regulating the cryptocurrency space going forward?
All right, going forward, some of the considerations that should be looked at should be, one, making the environment less hostile for Nigerian developers. We have a lot of Nigerians that are doing amazing feats. I know a lot of them. I have a blockchain project that is ongoing, and I have a couple of friends that are doing amazing things, but they've made, if you look at some of the policies, like I was looking at the SEC document, there's a particular registration that you need, I think, 500 million naira. Now, how is the average young man trying to find his feet going to afford that? So that is simply trying to push out the young guys out of it, and that is welcoming foreign investors, which is not bad per se. But I mean, we want to use this to promote indigenous companies. We want to use this to encourage the youths that are developing stuffs, because we could do so much good could come out from the blockchain technology, digital assets, and cryptocurrencies entirely.
Okay, thank you very much, Silas Omikwe. It's a pleasure having you in the program.
The pleasure is all mine.